Welcome to my podcast. Today I'm going to talk about another subject. It's completely different from Lab 2. However, I have read on the social media that a lot of people are asking about this, so I thought to have a quick look and read about it in order just to know what sort of test is this. So it's basically called as Life Skills A1, which is a spouse visa for the partner who gonna bring for the person who gonna bring his partner, which is supposedly to be a wife or a husband. So it's basically about speaking and listening test. It's a very simple test. It's not the actual IELTS that we know as medical doctors, which is called academic IELTS and has been substituted recently by the professional OET. So it's a very simplified version about it's a speaking and listening test, basically, lasts for exactly 16 minutes, and it's formed of 3 sections about speaking and 1 section about listening. And the topics are always repeated. So it's basically stemmed around 6 main questions. So the first phase is called phase 1A, which is basically like interview. So you will be asked like, what's your full name? Spell out your name for me. What would you like me to call you? Or what can I call you? And where do you come from? What do you do? So that's basically the main expected question and should be an easy thing to answer straight ahead. And then the following question will be phase 1B, which is called basically around this kind of questions, and it can vary in different ways. So it's like, do you live alone or with your family? Or do you live with your husband? Do you live with your sibling? How many people do you live with? Is it a nuclear family or a joint family? What do you do in the weekend? Do you have a favorite day of the week? What's your favorite time of the day, for instance? We know the day is composed of morning, afternoon, evening, night. So what's your favorite time of the day? And might follow to like subsequent question. Why is that? For instance, you might say, I prefer morning, just wake up from my sleep. It's serene, it's tranquil. I enjoy morning because it's refreshing, it's fresh air. I like to go for a walk. If you are a night mode person, you might say, I prefer night, I prefer darkness. I'm functioning more in the night, stuff like that. You just need to explain why do you like that particular time of the day. And then you might have a question like, what's your favorite time of the year? And we know that the year is composed of 4 seasons, so it's basically summer, spring, winter, autumn. It could be festive, for instance, like Christmas time. It could be your birthday. It could be a holy month of Ramadan. It could be a feast. It could be another festive. So it just varies. You just need to state that particular time of the year and why is that. So you could describe the situation, if there is any particular event, if there is any particular time that you prefer. So for instance, if it's your birthday, you need to describe why is that, what do you do in your birthday, why it's very special to you, what is there any particular thing that you do in your birthday. And then it might follow with another questions. What's your favorite meal of the day? Do you eat with your family? So you might say, well, I prefer breakfast or maybe lunch or dinner, wherever. So you could go for the description that you just had in mind or stated. So for instance, you would say, I prefer breakfast time. I eat my eggs, for instance, yogurt, or maybe fruits, vegetable, cornflakes, wheat, beans, tomato, Potato. It's varies. I mean, different culture, they eat different things. And of course, you might say, I prefer my cup of coffee, my cup of tea, milk, drink, whatever things, a smoothie maybe. And you might describe that I sit with my family, or I sit by myself, or I sit with my cat, and I just enjoy it. And it might follow with another question. What's your favorite place in your city, for instance? Or say, for instance, I'm going to ask you, where do you come from? And then what's your favorite place in your city? And why is that? And how often do you visit that place, for instance? So it might vary between museum, gallery, shopping mall, restaurant, hotels, park, amusement area, leisure area, hiking, mountain, field, anything you need to mention and state why is that, and is there a particular time where you visit that place? It could be in the weekdays, it could be the weekend. You just need to give a brief description about that thing that you prefer or your favorite thing, and just describe why is that. And then another common question you will face, say for instance, English favors their country who loves pets a lot. So it could be a question, what's your favorite pet animal? So when you say a pet animal, it means a domestic animal which lives at home. So it can vary between dogs, cats, turtle, fish, parrot, parakeet, and also some people, they have this one, the domestic rat. Also, there is this one, I mean, there's a lot of various things, also fish. So you might say, oh, for me, for instance, I prefer cat. I love, for instance, Bombay cat, or I prefer Siamese cat, for instance. They're fluffy, cute, adorable, lovable. So in that condition, you just give the justification for the thing that you love. And then you might have like other questions, for instance, what do you do in your free time? What time, say, for instance, you wake up in the morning? Is it a routine things or just varies from day to day? Say, for instance, they might ask you, what do you do then? How do you plan to spend your day? What work do you do, for instance? And the most common questions, it will just theme around different topics, which could be like the weekend, books, for instance, films, cinema, getting an appointment, favorite foods, watching television, inviting people, helping people, could be going to the park, using computer, using your mobile, certain activity or sports, certain art work, for instance, craftings, going to the shopping or going to different places to explore, hiking, mountain, traveling, for instance, learning English. Might ask you, how did you learn English? Do you find it as easy or a difficult question for a difficult language to learn? Did you study that in school or university or college? So it's just a lot of questions, which is really very easy and basic, just to probe around your understanding for the basic English level, and it shouldn't be an issue at all. And that's why it's called Life Skills A1 Spouse Visa. So it's not even the UK life test, which is a completely different thing. So it's just a basic life skills that anyone should speak, just the basic English level. I hope by that I just covered this one, just because I felt there's a lot of people asking about this, so I just made some search and watched some of the questions about this, and I just summed them up in this podcast just to help those who are really concerned about the spouse visa kind of questions being asked. Thank you.